Welcome back! Today on Dialed In DIY, I've got a really fun project to make a combination reusable glow stick and party light. For phase 1 of this project, I'm using the same materials I had in the glowing pumpkins video. If you get that stuff back out, you're ready to go. Look in the description below for links and more information about the materials that we're going to use. As you can see in the list to the right, we're going to start off by making the basic glow wand, and then if you want, you can continue to dial it in by adding the next several steps throughout the process. But to begin with, we're just going to grab a hanger that has one of these cardboard tubes. We're going to take that cardboard tube off and get our glow-in-the-dark tape back out and run a piece right down the length of that cardboard tube. I'm going to show you two different ways you can try to wrap this around the tube itself and get all the wrinkles back out. And the first way is to just slowly tweak it around by hand. Then you can go back and smooth out any wrinkles if you want. The second way you can go about doing this is laying out the tape the same way you did at the beginning, but on a firm, flat surface, slowly start rotating the tube over the tape. I found that this actually works out a lot better and leaves you with less possible wrinkles in the tube once you're done. I picked up these really cool glow-in-the-dark ping pong balls from the grocery store at a really good price, so I'm going to take one of these, make a little hole in the end, and then get a sharp knife and just start carving that hole out a little bit bigger until it's just a little bit smaller than the diameter of the tube itself. We want this to fit snugly over the end of the tube when we're done. If you want, you can use a little extra glue to really make sure that this ping pong ball is on securely, but make sure you're done dialing it in before you go ahead and glue this in place. Watch the video all the way through and you'll see what I mean. With the ping pong ball secured on our taped up stick, you actually have the basic glow wand or glow stick complete. Put this under some bright light for a little bit and it'll charge up really nice and glow quite bright. As you can see, this first part was really quick to do and you can make a whole bunch of them in a very short period of time and give them out to friends and others to have fun at, say, a black light party if you wanted. But I'm actually going to go ahead and dial in this build by taking the first steps out of that highlighter flashlight that we did in a previous video and putting a nice little light on the end of this. I'm going to start by running 2 wires down the middle and then adding an LED. If you're not sure about using LEDs or you'd like some more comfort, check out a couple of my previous videos, which are also linked in the description below, and you can get more information on how to do so. Some friends had given me this cool little string of lights to see if I could make something out of it, and I'm actually doing a secondary build alongside of this to use as an alternative to the basic LED. Once you're done wiring it up, add enough tape so that it fits securely inside the end of the tube, and you'll be done with the wiring part of the bulb itself. Now, personally, I don't want this light to be on constantly, so I'm actually adding a momentary push button switch. When you push the button, it turns on the power, but when you let go of the button, the power turns off. You can pick these up at a lot of places. I got these at Radio Shack. To use the switch, all you have to do is wire it in between the bulb and the power source for one side. If you want to make everything a little extra secure, you can use some solder to keep everything in place, but I wanted to show you that this could be done quite easily with a little bit of electrical tape as well, so that's all I'm using in this project. In fact, right now I'm taking these 2 little button cell batteries and taping them together around the sides with electrical tape. The first 2 I'm trying are really small ones so that I can actually wrap them up and stick them back inside the cardboard tube, and then in a minute I'll show you a build where you can make it work with a couple of larger button cell batteries. Once you've made sure you've got your positive and negative alignment correct, go ahead and tape these 2 wires in place. The reason you want to use electrical tape here is, for one, it helps with making sure you've got a good sealed connection, but 2, it stretches and will hold tightly to keep the wires against the battery contact points. Like I mentioned a while ago, these shove right inside the end of the tube, but if you needed to use bigger batteries, grab yourself a piece of 1/2-inch PVC and a slip-on end cap. We're going to drill a hole in the end of that end cap so it will fit securely over the end of the switch, which actually has a nice little nut on there that will hold it in place. Once we've got everything kind of set up, you're going to add more tape to the tube so that it will fit snugly inside the piece of PVC. As you see, I slid that piece of PVC over the switch and onto the tube, and then took my cap and sanded off a little bit of the extra surface here so that I could get a good threaded section of the switch through the hole and then put the nut in place. The PVC gives this a little bit of extra weight and kind of makes it feel a little bit more robust to hold on to, which is nice. If you want to decorate this part, you can get some colored tape. I've got colored duct tape here that I'm going to add to this and make it a little bit more interesting. You'll happen to note that the way I wired this push button switch is exactly like I did in that zombie selfie stick, so if you want to see a little bit more of a careful, detailed look at wiring one of those, look at that video, which is also linked in the description below. With this step complete, we now have a basic part of our stick or wand that glows in the dark, plus we have a momentary switch that we can use to turn on an electric light as well. So our combo stick is now complete. On the left, you see the two that I made with the glowing ping pong balls on the end, which also do a great job diffusing the LED light. On the top right corner, you see the full look of the two that had the crystal covered lights. To get this good glow, just hold them for a few minutes under some bright light, but if you really want to get a good strong glow out of them, hold them under a black light for a while. Once they're charged, you can walk off into the darkness and really have a nice bright glow stick that you can also use to point in a direction and light your way. There's a lot of potential uses for these for parties, props, costumes, and so much more, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you'd like to use them in the comments below. Let me know what you think.
Thank you for watching. Please press like and then subscribe. There will be more dialed in DIY to come.